Hi, I want to show you how to change the old system from Flysky AFHDS to A with, of course, a receiver that works with it to the new system, ANT. This is Flysky FS-ST8 with the new ANT receiver, FS-SR8. But to tell the truth, it's very difficult to find anything in the internet or on YouTube about how to connect this radio and this receiver to a drone. Of course, it also works with iBus or S-Bus, but the manual is not very clearly written. Yes, maybe, but you have to read it very carefully, as I did. I didn't even get any help from Flysky via email, so I just want to show you what I have found out and how to connect this new system ANT, which should be much better than the older one, to a drone. Okay, to start with, you have to connect the cables not to this side where you have more pins. Here it is set ppm, but don't look at that. You have to connect it to the other side. That's confusing, where you have less pins. And not even here to the bottom, where it is shown plus, minus, and signal, but to this one, servo. So to those 3 pins at the top. Okay. I have done it with a plug, just like that, and I have 3 pins here, as I told you. Black is minus, red is plus, and white is signal. So you have to connect it this way. So at the back is minus, in the middle is plus, and in the front is signal. But I do not have enough place in my drone to assemble it with this cover. So I have removed it. It's very easy. You just have to push those 2 pins and then you can remove it easily. So this is exactly the same receiver as this one, only without cover. And you can see here is the bind button. Here is the bind button. So those 3 pins I have also here. So I have to connect it as I told you. Okay. That's it. And for now, I have cleared all the settings by factory reset to the radio. Of course, the knobs has to be up and throttle has to be down. We turn it on. Okay, we can do the failsafe later. So just choose cancel. Okay, and now we go to menu, and we have to bind the receiver. So we go to RX set, and here we have bind settings, and here we leave as it is now PWM iBus, for iBus. Of course, there are different options also, but it works for me with PWM iBus, so I will leave it like that. And of course, to bind the receiver, you have to connect the power to the receiver while holding this button to bind. So now, because the cables are already connected to specific outputs in flight controller, I mean plus, minus and one of UARTs, in my case is UART 2, I just have to push the button and connect the power to the drone just to power the receiver. It should blink very fast. And now you have to push start for binding. Okay, and as you can see, it's already bound and the light is not flashing. It's stable. Okay, so for now we can disconnect the drone for a while. Okay. Sorry, I have to turn off the beeper. Okay. And now again, coming back to the radio. Okay. So we exit from this one. Now we go to failsafe. Yes, we can set it to on. Okay. It is important to do first in TX settings the stick calibration, because otherwise it may not work. So you have to center the sticks, of course the throttle only, because the other one is already centered, and push start. And now you have to move the sticks all around. Okay. Okay, and now we go through the settings. I will not show you all the settings. You can find it on another films on YouTube. But you should make an update of the radio, because it comes rather with an old firmware. So we have first to make the update, and the update is there are also films on YouTube, so you can find it easily. But remember, when you will use the app that is dedicated to update from the computer, it is called Flysky Assistant. It all goes very slowly. You have to register there, and the app works very, very slowly. So to update the firmware, you need to wait patiently for a few minutes, or maybe even, I don't know, 10, just the firmware to be downloaded and everything to be updated. But it works, yeah, as you can see. My internet is very fast, but the app works very slowly. Okay, I will not focus on that. So now coming back to the settings of the radio, TX settings, we have done calibration. System settings is, yeah, you can do that later. Now what is important, you should make the switch settings. So you have four switches here, 2 position, 3 position and 2 position. So you can of course change the switch C to 2 position if you want to use it as in this mode, but I think it's rather better to use 3 position. And then you have a variable A and B on, so this is those two. And in my opinion, that's enough for steering the drone. I have the updated version of the radio with this additional knobs and 2 switches here. But the normal version is also very good. But here, what is very important, you have to move all the way down, and to change here from channel number 8, from number of channels from 8 to 10, because otherwise your drone will not see those 2 variables. Okay, so exit, and that's it. And now let's go to RX settings. Okay, we have already bound, we have already made the failsafe. Now let's check. To use the internal ANT module, you have to have this internal RF on and the external module off. The external module is for something that you connect to those pins, but you have to also be aware that this pin in the middle, it should be +5. It's not connected to the power. You have to make another cable inside. That's what Flysky wrote me, and of course I did this. But forget about this now. It's not about this. So go back and iBus settings. I'm not sure. We'll see if I have to choose a channel or not. For now, let's leave it like it is. And that's it. That's it. Okay. So now let's connect the drone to Betaflight. Okay. The drone is already connected to Betaflight, as you can see here. Then you have to go to ports, and I haven't changed nothing here. The only thing that receiver needs to work with the drone is to check this serial RX. In my case, this is UART2, as I told you. The cable, the white cable, is connected to UART2, and then we can have a look if it works. Okay. Yes. As I move the sticks, you can see that it changes, but when I move the switches, nothing happens. So there's another thing we have to set in the radio. Of course, we have to change the model from plane to drone. You can change the name later. Okay. And now we have to go to general menu, and here you have auxiliary channels. So you have to choose which switch will be connected with which aux channel. In my case, I want this switch to have on channel 5. As you can see, I do not have to change it manually, just need to push it and it goes automatically here. But of course you can also change with this wheel. Channel 3 will be this one, or rather channel 7. Next one is channel 8, this one. Then we have variable A. No, it's not that easy. So you have to choose the variable A, and here I use variable B. Okay, and as I told you before, you had to set previously to 10 channels, because otherwise you wouldn't have here the possibility to connect it with those two variable switches or knobs. I don't know how to call it in English. Okay, that's it, what we need for now. Okay, let's have a look at the screen. Of course, the drone is still connected with the cable, with the computer, with Betaflight. And now, of course, you have here, as I had before, serial via UART and iBus. And here you need AETR1234 for map channels, or channel map. And now when I push those knobs, you can see that everything changes, including those sticks. Variable also works, as you can see. Okay, so the last thing you have to set in Betaflight, connecting with the change of the receiver and the transmitter, is here, because usually it's in Flysky it's in a different way, but I prefer to have the knobs this way. Then this is off, the motors are off, and here it's on. So the simplest way is to choose here auto for arm, and when you push the button, okay, you can see what happens in which position. So in my case, I have to move it here, because that's it, that is armed, and this is not armed. I can write it in the memory of the drone. Angle mode, again, the same. Let's make it auto. I have it here on this switch. Okay, so in my case, this is angle. In the middle, this is horizon. So it's exactly where it should be. Okay, and when it's up, it's just air mode. So write it down. Okay. Then the next knob is GPS rescue. Make it auto. In my case, it's this switch. Okay. So now it's on. Now it's off. On channel auxiliary 6, I have failsafe just for testing, and in my case, this is variable B. Variable B. And I also have the beeper on variable A. So I make it auto. Now, to make the beep, I turn it to the right, and as you can see, it works. So everything is set correctly. And that's it. That's it. So now you can use it with your drone. Okay. Please also remember always that making those things with Betaflight and connecting drone to the computer, you have to remove the propellers. Thank you for watching. I hope I have helped you, because as I told you before, it's not clearly said in the manual instruction of FS-SR8 how the pins should be connected. But yes, when you read it very carefully, you can read it that you have to connect it on those 3 pins, because all those pins are S-bus interface or servo, as I told you before. Those 3 pins are minus, and those 3 pins are plus. So when you use those 3 pins, this one is minus, in the middle is plus, and on the right it is signal, exactly as I showed you here. Yes, those 3 upper pins. Minus on the left, plus on the middle, and signal on the right. Servo. Remember that. Thank you for watching. Bye.